Hello everyone, yes, you understood correctly. In this video, I'm crushing this Niva travel, which I made out of modeling clay with a tank. This model is entirely made out of very hard NSP modeling clay. I've already talked about this model in more detail in the review. It's better to watch that before this destruction. When the tank runs over the Niva, the car gets crushed almost like a real one. But since it's all made of modeling clay and that's a soft material, it's easy to break. That means the body parts will bend and deform. Under the weight of the tank, which is 4 kilograms, the roof, the seats inside, the hood and the wheels will all get crushed. We'll see all of this on the modeling clay model of Niva Canale. Usually all crash tests are the same. We need to make it more interesting somehow. Ways to destroy my modeling clay cars in order to observe different types of body damage on the vehicle. Of course, it will be a bit of a shame to destroy such a beautiful model, especially since it turned out to be of very high quality. As many of you have noted, this model actually looks even better than the original Niva Travel itself. But that's my creative process, to show you how plasticine cars are destroyed in this way. Scale on, it's really interesting to watch. Here is the tank that will be used to destroy this Niva. Of course, it's also made of modeling clay and it was made by the author of the channel Mir Tankov. Not only is this tank made of modeling clay, but it also has a working chassis. The tank can drive and handle rough terrain without any problems, having pretty good off-road capability. It also has a rotating turret and a fully functional gun. It can actually fire shots. Originally, when Sasha sent it to me, it looked like this. This is the tank in the natural color of the modeling clay, without any paint. I already painted it, refined some details. In other words, I finished the exterior of this tank. And if you're interested in tanks and all kinds of military vehicles made from modeling clay, you can watch all of that on the Mir Tankov channel. He already has a variety of different tanks of all classes, light, medium, heavy, as well as tank destroyers and artillery. By the way, speaking of artillery, how do you like a large-scale modeling clay Dora that can penetrate a heavy tank right in the front like it's nothing? Or a flamethrower tank that can burn almost everything in its path?
Look, you don't even need to install a gas burner there.
A gigantic Ferdinand that withstood a shotgun blast, or tanks being shot at with air guns to test the strength of the armor. Now you know where to watch all of this, World of My Tanks. The link is in the description. And here's roughly what you might get. A ramp is needed so the tank can drive onto the Niva, because without it, it would just push it. And I secured both the ramp and the Niva to the ground so they shouldn't move. And here's what happened after the first run over the Niva. The left part of the roof got bent and there are tracks from the caterpillar, or more precisely from the small stones stuck to the caterpillar tracks. All the roof pillars cracked and a piece even broke off from the front one. There are also noticeable gaps on the doors. The front fender is slightly dented at the top and there are also marks from those small stones on the hood. Well, I think it could have been worse, like in... Here, after all, the tank itself doesn't weigh enough to really crush the car. On the other side, gaps also appeared on the doors. The front roof pillar cracked and the rear wheel became a bit oval. The trunk also bent on the left side, and the windows made of transparent plastic first bent but then returned to their original shape. It's a pity that plasticine doesn't have this property. In the cabin, only the backs of the front seats went down. It looked beautiful. Now the roof is completely crushed and all the wheels have become oval. The gaps between the body parts have become even bigger. The roof pillars also immediately tilted and the front one flew off somewhere, just like the right roof rail. I wonder how the trunk kept its original shape. Apparently it immediately fell to the ground and the tracks didn't reach it. Well, that's almost a pancake out of the Niva. The doors are tilted, but they didn't bend, and there are no cracks on them. Apparently, I made them really strong. On top, you can see a lot of tank track marks. The rear part got really crushed. You can even see the color of the modeling clay itself. The car's underside is mostly undamaged, except for the tires and wheels. And here's what happened to the engine. It's still intact. Maybe it got a little bit crushed, but it's not really noticeable. I'll stop crushing the Niva at this point, let at least this much remain of it, and whatever is left of it, I'll put on the shelf with the other wrecked cars. Of course, I could have pressed the tank down with my hands to add more weight, and then it would have crushed it even more. But it was hot outside, and the tank became soft, so there was nothing to press it down with any further. Overall, it turned out great. I hope you enjoyed watching it too. If you want me to destroy cars with a tank, then leave more likes so I can see that you're interested in this topic. Subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time and you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.